Well, hello again, my mad scrappers. I am back with a project. I'm turning over, or attempting to turn over a new leaf, and bring stuff more current, and not digging around and struggling to find things. And I have, as most crafters, a bazillion kits and things that we have bought that are staring at us, waiting to be made. This being one of them. Not only do I have this, but I have its friend. Hang on, let me roll back. And where did it go? Good Lord. What happened? It got moved. Okay, so somewhere in this room I have the album kit too. I got both of them because I get them every time the new kits come out from Graphic 45. And they're just sitting there. So I'm like, you know what? This has got to stop. So I figure maybe there's someone else out there that has this and is trying to figure out the instructions, because paper instructions are no fun. Most of us who are crafters are very visual learners. I know I am. That's why I watch tutorials like you do, because I'm much better at that. So I thought, you know what? Let me be instead of being part of the problem, let me be part of the assistance or the solution. So we've got here Graphics 45 Fairy Boutique. This kit, as of me going on recording this video today in February of 2026, it's still available. So if you see this and suddenly say, ooh, I want to get that, then you can go and buy the kit, and my video will be here to hopefully help you put this project together. But I want to show you what comes in the kit. So it comes in this lovely Ziploc bag with a handle and everything. It comes with the instructions, which we are going to figure out. God help us all. But I think I have extra paper to save us. What I think and what I have are two different things. Just know that. But the kit comes with everything you need to create the project. The instructions to make 6 cards, if I'm not incorrect, right? I think it's 6. Yeah, 6 cards that we make. So it comes with the paper. So it comes with the complete 8x8 collection pack for Fairy Boutique. So let's take a look at the paper if we haven't seen it. I just looked at it just from one picture. I'm like, yeah, never mind, I want it. Because I'm a nut that way. It's like, you guys know me. Those have been hanging around here long enough know, the level of my lack of self-control. Let me move my little cat, my little succulent. That's a hot dog, just so you know. He's called a hot dog because he grows in little segments and it looks like a hot dog. I don't know why. I don't think so, but there you go. I just moved him off my desk because I put my Microsoft Surface, because I'm supposed to be Zooming with friends and I'm waiting for them to message me and say, yeah, we're in. Us crafty people, we never have our acts together. So that pretty much gives you. So we have, obviously we're opening up with, I suppose, yeah. Well, no, not just the let's go this side. There we go. Much better. Let's start from the top. Better. I mean, look how pretty that paper is, just right there. It is so pretty. I believe we get 2 sheets of everything. I love it. And we're going to be cutting this up. Look how pretty. Oh, look at that. Really? And this is the problem with Graphic 45 paper. That's the problem with most pretty paper. You're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with this? They want us to cut it. And these are all, I'm assuming, all cut aparts that we're going to be cutting out for the project. I don't know, but look at that. That is really cool. And this is like, back. Oh, look at that. All of the fairies. Are you guys seeing that? This is really pretty paper. And I think, let me flip it. There we go. So it's upside. Oh, look at all the little fairies. That is so neat. And and a great background paper. This pattern is like, but that, isn't it beautiful? And then look at these. Look how cute these are. The little crowns and the little fairy dresses, the shoes, the slippers. Oh, and this is a traditional Graphic 45, backside paper. They do that graphic all the time, and I love it. And then here we have, look at that. These sheets. Oh, look at all those leaves. All this paper. There is no wastage, nowhere, no how. More cut aparts. And oh, look how pretty that is. Really? This is what they're doing to us. And they expect us to cut all this paper out. Really? And then here's more. So these are our background paper. So these are our solids that have a pattern on one side and a solid on the other. And it all coordinates. So we are supposed to be using all of this paper. Actually, let's turn it around this way. And there's our lavender. And then our blue, and that blue is, I love this Graphic 45 blue. I really do. And there's a solid side. So we get the whole pad, the whole kit and caboodle for this kit. The assumption is there's enough in there to make some, and then probably a little bit more than that. So what else is in this little lovely bag of tricks? Here are card bases. So we have A2 card bases, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 6 100-pound cardstock. So as I said, we're making 6 cards. So they give us the cards to do this with, okay? And then we have here rub-ons. I can tell because we have a popsicle stick. That is the only reason we would have a popsicle stick in any kind of packaging, is because of rub-ons. Look how pretty that is. So let's see. Let me see if I can do this. Let me move Big Red or Her Majesty or whatever. I still haven't settled on what to call my new red ATG gun. So Big Red, no, it's not going to be big enough. Where is, oh, it's here. I have rearranged where I store things, so I really have this much closer in my cart that I got from, I think it's a Temu cart. One of the best things I have, one of the best carts I have ever bought. And yes, it was on Temu. Don't judge me. But an awesome, awesome cart. Its only one problem is one of the wheels keeps locking down. And it's been making me crazy ever since I got it. Well, yesterday I finally figured out the solution. I grabbed some of that blue, the heavy duty painter's tape I had that's very plasticky, and I doubled it up and I taped it, so now that thing can't come down. So I blocked it, and then Mike said, so there. And so far, so good. Because it would constantly lock it and I wouldn't be able to move it, and it's on 4 wheels, so I could be able to turn it and whatnot. So, okay, so now I've done what I do with a lot of my packaging to make things come out easier. So now we can look at it. It's 2 sheets. There we go, and they are different. Look at that. Look how pretty. Look at the awesomeness of this. I have no idea what they're going to have us do with it, but I'm like, ah! Oh my God, I'm so sorry to be the yawn in your face, or ears, or whatever. Oh, I can't help it. I'm tired. And it's not late or anything, but, you know, it's just been, it was one of those days where I was trying to work, and we had a power outage right here in my area, and the power could turn up, down, and we have solar, but we didn't have a lot of sun, so it would like charge up enough and come on for a while and then go down again. So I finally called my boss. I go, look, I'm not doing this. I go, I can't do this because it's going on and on and on and off, and one of these is going to zap the computers. So he said, don't worry about it. And I just stayed down until the power stayed on for an hour, and it was really, the sun was really bright, and we did not get the alert the power had been restored until 3 or 4, almost 4 hours later. So I think my solar, it was so bright, the solar kept us going until the power came back on. Yay! I'm pretty sure I heard the door say front door. So I believe the peanut gallery has come home. Peanut gallery, are you home? Yeah. Aha, I was right. Give me 1 second, folks. Let me go say hi to the peanut gallery. Okay, I'm back for a second, guys. I've not started doing anything, but I wanted to review some of the instructions with you because it always pays off to read the instructions. Don't do things TheMaddScrapper style, which is wing it, and then you're going, and it's a whole mess. We all know I do it on camera all the time. So I want you to, I want to read the notes. I mean, the basic toolkits, I mean, what we need are the essentials: a paper trimmer, ruler, scissors, scoring tool, bone folder, craft knife, pencil, adhesive, optional coordinating ink and applicator. Whatever. The notes, and here's the important part, and these are things that we need to pay attention when we're cutting. This is really, really crucial. All measurements are width by height. So the first measurement is this way, and then the second measurement is that way. So when you're cutting things out, make sure you're looking at that and cutting in the right direction. And the other thing is, when cutting papers, be mindful of the the pattern direction. That is important. So look, it's always say, measure twice, cut once. I mean, take a moment, take a breath, and do that, and do this right. And let's see if I can manage to follow my own instructions. And then the last thing it says is, the directions are for 3 cards. The steps are fun and simple. It looks like it. I think they're right. So their point is they teach us how to make 3 cards, but we're making 6. So then they give us creative license to make the other 3 however we want to, with whatever decorations we want to. I mean, we can follow the sample pictures that they made or do our own thing. And so, we can do that, but they have given us the tools to do that. And that's very cool. I like that. So at the end of the day, the one thing that I know I'm going to do in the immediate, because we're only going to make 3 of these cards, and I may come back and show you later what I did with the other 3. I don't have to share that with you, the making of them, because it's just, we really just need to do the 3 that we are. Oh my gosh, can I pull these cards out? Okay. The one thing that it does, I do need to do is that we have to score these at the halfway mark, which is, of course, you know, halfway, because these are going to be A2 cards. So whoop, I love punching this out and see how far my bone folder goes. Let me move these things kind of out of the way. I know my desk is, it's not so much a mess. It's, you know, there's all kind of, you can see the mouse in the corner because this isn't a very big desk. This is not a very big area. I hope soon that will change. I'm so excited to be able to, you know, create my space in heaven. It'll be, oh my goodness, I can't wait to have a big workspace. And I still won't have enough space. You all know that. Okay, so basically, I mean, it's half of an 8.5 is 4 1/4. So we're going to, you know, score all of our cards at that point. I don't know that I'm going to fold them. I mean, I could and just still work with them open. Because we know what happens when I don't fold them. Then I do crazy stuff. We found that out on, you know, on 14 and 14. So I try to, oh, I won't fold. Let's just keep it straight right now. Make it easy. And then I goof things up. Don't do that. Save yourselves. Okay. Put that down here away. And I'm going to go ahead and fold one in the immediate. Because it's the one we're going to be working on. And let me grab my Teflon bone folder. And I'm already picking up cat hair. Because up until 5 minutes ago, I had a cat up here on my desk. Just loving on me, just looking at me, Callie with her sweet, sweet face and just saying, Mom, love me. And Callie was Mom's cat. We got her, she's a calico, and calicos are kind of like Maine Coons. Not as big, although Callie is pretty chunky. But when they decide who their person is, that is it. That is it. And Mom was Callie's person up until she passed away. And you know, and when Mom, I mean, she was right there, you know, she was right up against her when Mom passed, you know, she was there. And she was bereft. The cat, I mean, don't ever think that animals don't have feelings. Even cats, who are fiercely independent creatures, have feelings. I mean, she was bereft when Mom passed. I mean, she was slept on the bed, you know, where she was in the hospital bed until they took it away. And then, you know, I mean, in her room, no matter what. It has took her some time, and Mom has been gone now a little over 6 months. I mean, she died June 8 last year. And now I am her person. She has decided that I am her person. So that cat cannot possibly sit any closer to me during the day if she tried. She's up on the desk. I try to keep her off the keyboard because now she's already killed one. I'd like to make it not 2. And she was up here, and I'm like, okay, let me give her what she wants. She wants love. So I sat there and I scratched her and I looked at her, and she has this face that you can't help it. Anyway, that's not why you're here. But I'm sorry, I just wanted to share that a little bit. Okay, so we have our card base. If I'm following the instructions and reading the instructions, I'm supposed to cut a square in the middle, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, 3/4 of an inch all the way around to frame it, and it's going to be in the center. Now, how do I do that? I could sit here and make myself crazy looking for the right die, which I really don't feel like doing. Or I can just do it Myra ways. And it might be the hard way, the long way, but I'm going to tell you what, it's the way that works for me. And that's one thing you have to take away with anything that you do. No matter what anybody might think, and even if you think it's hokey or it's, oh my gosh, but you know what? If it works for you, follow your instincts. Follow your instincts in what you're doing, anything you're doing. So what am I going to do? I am going to grab my handy dandy Tim Holtz ruler that has all of these lovely little lines. And I am going to I'm going to draw my square. I am going to cut. I'm going to take and do a ruler and my oh my god, my cutting knife. What do you want to call it? The X-Acto knife, whatever. I have to find it. I don't see it right now. So, you know, it might take me a minute, but I've got to locate it because I took it out of there because I was going to ask Robert to re-dye the case it's in, and I don't even see it. He made me a leather case, and I need it. I want it. It's gotten really sun faded. So I was going to ask you, hey, can you re-dye this for me? Because you have all that stuff in your work area. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just going to draw these lines because you know what? I'm doing it with the pencil. So guess what? Afterwards, when I'm done cutting this out, guess what? I can erase those lines. I mean, either way, we're going to, I believe, cover this part of the paper anyway with paper. So it may be a moot point anyway. But there we go. Now I just draw my 3 lines, you know, my 4 lines, excuse me. I got to find that fold. There we go. I want to make sure I see the fold. Except that's an inch. This is a 3/4, so we're okay. There we go. I just want to make sure that we are lined up and my line is straight. And you know what? I could have done it, just saved myself and just done that, Dorcas, but there you go. Whatever. So there is my square, okay? And in fact, I can already erase out most of the lines and it becomes a moot point, right? And that is something, I believe we do this to all 3 cards. It looked like, says, take the cards, fold them in the middle of blah, 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 8.5 direction, cut. Okay, so number 2, if I'm reading the line, place the card horizontally facing to trim a frame in the upper page of the card with 3/4 of it on each border. Save the section you are trimming because you will use it ahead. Okay, so we have to cut the square out nicely because we are going to need it later. Okay. So I have to do that. And look, I just erased my line, but I think it's enough there that I don't have to worry about. I got to be more careful. But what I'm going to do, give me a minute. I'm going to do this to all 3 of the cards so that I can cut them all out. And then I'm going to go locate my, my craft knife because it is not in its slot. So it's like, where did I put it? Okay. Be right back. So for the love of all things good and holy, I cannot find my craft knife anywhere. Do not ask me what I did with it. I know my intent was to give it to Robert with the sheath because the sheath had really gotten sun bleached. And I was hoping he could re-dye it so that it looked pretty again. But I can't find it. Nowhere. I don't know where it is. It'll turn up sometime next week when I don't need it anymore. But thank the Lord that Peanut Gallery, I mentioned, do you happen to have a craft knife? And he actually found this, and this is brand new with a brand new blade. So it's not what I would normally use, but we're going to take a leap of faith and hope that it works. So I've got my little cutting mat. I've got my, excuse me, my magnetized ruler, which will hopefully stay in place. Let me put this way and work my way around it. And that way it is straight. And then we put our ruler basically against, oh my goodness, I don't know which way. I want to work it this way. So we're just going to go this way. So we're just going to move this further up. And I don't feel like I'm on the edge of the mat. And what I've got to do is line up. And this is not the one I want to do first. Because I've got that blank line. I'm going to work around it. I'm going to work my bravado. I'm going to do the side ones first. So that said, I'm going to put my ruler right up against that line I penciled. And very the frick carefully cut. And I don't need to do it in one whack. I'd rather do a couple of passes and make it a nice clean cut. And this is the only thing I'm using. This blade is brand new, so I should get a clean cut out of it. There we go. Okay. So there is my lovely, lovely hole. Do I have a little bit of roughness? I've got a little bit of roughness right there. So we're going to cure that with a nail file. And there we go. No harm, no foul. Everything has a solution. Woohoo! Okay, so I have got that done. Yay, team. And remember, we're supposed to save this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other 2 cards. So give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gone ahead now and done all 3 cards already. This one, I didn't follow my own advice. Remember I told you, don't press too hard? I did. And this is the reason why I still have to clean it up, but I'm not too worried about it right now. But I went off the rails. I went off the line, so it's a little bit crookedy here. So I'm still going to clean it up. I'm going to file this down to get the roughness off. So I'm going to erase the lines. I'm not touching it. I can always cut another card of the paper I have and make another one. My suspicion is that once I do all of this and do some decorating, this little error right here is not going to be noticeable. And if that's not the case, it's not going to be noticeable. I'm going to make it so one way or another. So even when you make a mistake, don't be like, wah, and have a meltdown. I was like, oh, you dummy. I mean, I was mad at myself because I knew better. But I'm now confessing and telling you this so that nobody panics here and said, oh, well, you made a mistake. Alrighty then, move on. All right, so there we go. We got the centers and the 3 cards like they told us to save. We are next supposed to pull the paper that is called, why does it say sparkle? Fairy, no, yeah, sparkle and glow. There it is, it says sparkle and glow. Oh, look. So they want us to use this side of this pretty paper. Okay, fine. So we are supposed to cut it according to instructions 5 and, my gosh, if I can read it, holy cow, I need to update my glasses. 5 3/8 by 6 5/8. Okay, and remember what the instruction says. This way and then that way. So the 5 3/8 is the width and the 6 5/8 is the height. So I am going to, for starters, cut this off. So now we have that 6 5/8. This is our piece, which is kind of basically it goes inside and it makes the step component to this card. So now we are supposed to, okay, besides score 3 lines. Okay, so we're supposed to score 3 lines. Oh my goodness. And they tell you, holy mackerel. Okay, so we're supposed to score 3 lines and they make it freaking microscopic. So I'm supposed to score a 1/2 inch, 1 1/2 inches, and 2 1/2 inches. I'd rather be safe than sorry and let you guys think I'm crazy. We all know that's already the fact. Okay, so 1/2 inch, 1 1/2, and 2 1/2. So let's pull out our scoreboard again. And this is why cards take forever, or take me forever. And we're doing it from the bottom up. Okay, so we have decided, looking at this, this is our bottom. So let's get to the business of scoring. Let's go see how far it goes. Whee! Okay, it's not Olympic, but there you go. 1/2 inch. We'll give it a couple of good scores. And then 1 1/2 inch, confirmed by jeweler's loop. Okay, and then 2 1/2 inches. Okay, and those are our 3 scores. I'll put this away, back where it goes. Okay, so we have these 3. Okay, so it says place a card horizontally facing you. Okay, we did all of that. So we're past 3, and then open the card and add the 4 1/8 section to this card. So now we have to open it, and let me take care of that. Okay, so what they want us to do is glue this down right here as is. Now add ephemera element shown in the 4 1/8 section. Okay, which is right in here. See? I like it. Okay, so they want us to decorate that piece of paper. So I gotta find the mushroom in the 50,000 pieces in this ephemera max pack. So give me a second. Let me do that. Tell you what, finding this little mushroom house was no small feat. It was literally, I dumped out the whole package. It was literally the last piece left inside the package behind a couple of other pieces. And I realized that finding anything I'm going to use for this was going to be a production. So I took a few minutes and I did, let me grab this so you can see, I did this. I organized everything. So all of these are all of like the, or flowers or sing, although I think I have that in the wrong place. But here are all the fairies. Here are all like ephemera, like a crown, some shoes, things like that. Here are all my words. So that guy should probably go over here, maybe. Flowers. all the dresses. These are all fairy dresses, and mushrooms. So now, as I'm going from card to card and I need something, oh, and here are butterflies, and then the long pieces are here. So now I have this findable if I need to find the rest of the pieces. And while I was at, I looked at the card and I pulled out the other pieces that the instructions want us to use, which is this little fern piece and this piece that says, I love you. My goodness, I could have made this for Valentine's Day. Oh, anyway. So I'm going to put this away. So we have our little mushroom house that goes in here. This goes in here, and I am supposed to already have, I mean, if we look at it, we have to, okay, and I want to do this in front of you so you can see. So we need to fold this, and where is, there we go. Give it a good burnish. Oh, I didn't expect that to happen. I got a little bit of a tear there. Okay, and then it goes this way. Okay, and then we're going to go back up. There we go. The whole premise is this is going to make the card stand. Okay, do you see that? So what we're going to do is we glue it to the, grab the inside of the card. Okay, close it, and then we're going to glue it there. Okay, so it becomes almost like a diorama. I love that concept. So cool. So that being said, I think to some extent I do, before I decorate it, I want to put this in, glue this in. But before I do that, we're not done torture cutting, okay? Because I took another look and actually read the instructions, which is what you're supposed to do. Remember, I told you this. We still have to cut out, oh look, another frame. Yay! Not. I'm not excited with my situation, but now, you know, I know I need to be patient. So now we need to pull out. There it is. I just spotted. I just flipped right by it. I think it's the back side of the paper. Yeah, it's this. This goes on the, remember I told you this is 2.5, and actually I am right. I could use right now literally the frame that I cut wrong, which is the one at the bottom of the pile, because let's make the argument. I want to show you what I'm talking about. So there it is. I made a mistake. Oh my gosh. Oh, horror of horrors. So now we have that. We have the mushrooms that will distract people there. And then we have this goes over here. And I forgot a fairy. There's a fairy. Which fairy am I supposed to have there? I'm looking at wait a minute. Where's the front of the card? Okay, let's go find the fairy. Where's my bag of fairies? There's a lot of fairies in this bag, but at least they're all in one place. This makes it easy to find the one I'm looking for if I can get the darn bag open. This is why you always have a supply of zip blocks. Okay, which one is she? And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. I can use the one I want, but it's this one. I think it's this one. Is it this one? She has curly hair. Yes, it is. So look, she goes right there. I put the I love you right there. No mistake. See? That's why I didn't panic and get all upset. I was like, "Arr," for a minute, but I'm like, okay, this is solvable. I know it is, so I just let it go. And that's why I tend to be, probably you guys will think I'm a little sloppy in my scrapping. I try not to be. I really like things to look nice. But, you know, as I'm talking and doing things, I get distracted. It's just, I'm a human being. You know, making things and talking at the same time is an art form, and I am screaming ADHD. And there you go. It's a miracle I can even do this. But see, so this is all going to be hidden. So I am not terribly concerned about that, but I'm not going to use this frame now because I still need to fix it. I don't want to waste time doing that now. So we're going to come back to this frame. But now, what we need to do, I'm going to put these all pieces together inside the card so we know, is I've got to cut this piece of paper down. We look at our instructions, and we're cutting it the same size. We're going to cut it, actually, cut a 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 piece of enchanted frocks. So basically, there's a part of me that wants a little bit more edge, but I'm going to leave well enough alone and go with the measurements that Graphic 45 gives me, because the next thing I've got to do is I've got to make a new square and cut out the frame. And in here, they had me use 3/4 of an inch. On this one, and I still see a little bit of a line right here, my pencil mark. There we go. Okay, took care of that pencil mark. I should go and make sure I erase all the way around. But here, I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm not going to do it in front of the camera, but I'm letting you know I got to make a box 5/8 of an inch around and cut it out. So hang on a minute and let's get this done. It took me a minute, but I got it, and I had an easier time this time. I think this paper is a little bit, obviously, thinner than the cardstock for the card because it's 110 pound. But, okay, there we go, so I can move that around. And even then, you know what? It is the exact size of the frame. I swear I see the edging on that, but you know what? I'm not going to question it. Because I could recut this and make it a little smaller, but I'm looking at there, and maybe it's not meant to be. I don't know, but there we have it. This frame goes on top of this, so we're going to grab our tape runner, I think. Well, we are. It's not, I'm thinking about, I'm going to do it. And we're going to run tape all the way around, and I didn't even do that right. Holy cow, I know how to use this. Really, I do. Apparently not right now, my current mental faculties. I am being a dork. There we go. And we'll run that through here, and then go, look. That's what you're supposed to do. And I went fully all the way around. Okay, we'll put big red there. I guess it's big red. It just seems, I seem determined to call it big red. I think it should be Her Majesty for the Red Queen, but we're going to work on that. Okay, so I got to line it up, and it would help if this were better zhuzhed down. So on that, let me really get it down, and that will help. Yes, you're going to work with me, right? Goodness. We'll go this way. And one thing, if you, this is the, I use this bone folder from Tonic, just so you know, if you have this, I have found if you use the top side that's curved, it's a little bit more curved, and it doesn't do a sharp burnish. You want a sharp burnish, you got to use the bottom side, the straight side, okay? And that's what I was doing. I was switching sides to get a better burnish. But now, see, now it lies flatter, and it will allow me to line this up. And I've got it, and I forget that it's like I'd rather, I think, align the frame, the inside of the frame, and it'll give me the edges, the work, because that's what I need to line up is the frame, since it covers the frame completely perfectly. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. So there we have our top piece to this frame, and that's what we needed to do to get the rest of the decorating to happen on this card. So now I am ready. I am able to commit. I feel up to committing to put this down. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and carefully, I'm not going to do the front. I'm only doing the back real quick because I have to add the mushroom house on the inside, and I'm popping that puppy out. I have my, now see, now I grab the pink one. I'm like, okay, just so it doesn't feel unloved. It's very important that Big Mama here does not feel unloved. I have had Big Mama almost as long as I've been crafting. It took me 2 or 3, couple years maybe, until I went to a crop or somebody and they had some, and they said, oh my God, I love this thing, and they let me use it. And I was like terrified, like, whoa! And then I started using it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is the best thing since sliced bread. So ever since, I have been a fan of the ATG gun. I immediately went out and got myself one. And this is the second one. The pink, that pink one is my second. That's Big Mama number 2. And this is a little bit smaller, so I am centering it as best I can to this card. And there you go. And I didn't do a good job. There we go. Oh, much happier. There we go. So now we have this. Now what we have is to put our little mushroom house, which is really stinking adorable. But I don't want to lay it flat. This is, since we're doing almost a diorama, I am going to pop it up. It almost looks like it's in the centered. It is centered to our opening. So it's almost like I want to close my opening. And I think that works. Because we have, I look at it from this side, yeah, we don't want it covered too much by the fern, and we have the fairy. And I'm looking at the sample, and that I love you is not where I, well, again, this is not the card that's damaged. But look, by putting this frame down, it covers the mistake. Did I not tell you that I needed not to worry about that? My point is proven. So there is my little mushroom house now down. Okay. But now we still need to apply the rest of the decorations. We have 3 more pieces right here. If I can grab the I love you. There we go. One of them is our fern piece right there. Okay. Now, there's a part of me that wants to, again, even pop that out. Although, I don't know. I mean, there's plenty, when you do this, there's almost like plenty of dimension. And maybe I don't pop that out and I put the sentiment goes on top of it. And then we have the fairy. So I think I'm going to leave well enough alone. And I'm still going to use tape runner because there's a part of me that wants to fiddle with it, putting it down. And tape runner will allow me to fiddle with it. And we'll just go this way. And I have to tuck it in right there. A couple places. There we go. Although I could take the eraser and what doesn't sticks out can be erased off. Technically speaking, we don't want it off the card because it's got to fit in the envelope. So, and the only way that happens, I may be moving that house, but we'll see. Okay, there we go. That works. There we go. So we have that adhered down. I have a couple of places. There's one spot only where I have that. And how we fix that is with our adhesive eraser, if I can find which drawer it's in. Hold on a second. It's not in the, oh, there it is. Told you I had one. I knew I did. In my junk drawer. Everybody has one. Even scrapbook members. And let me just grab there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we erased the adhesive so the card doesn't stick. So we have our leaf down. Now we need to put our sentiment goes right here, actually. This is where it goes. And I do want to pop it out, or yes, I do, because our little fairy friend, is it the right fairy? Yeah, it is. It is the right fairy. So she goes right here. Do I want to pop her up a little bit off the card or just leave her like that? I mean, really, it looks like it works. There's a part of me that just really, really wants to do it. So we're going to do, what's the worst that can happen is I take it off. That's just it. If I am not happy with that situation, then, oh, well, we change it up. But I want to take the chance. And that's part of the creative process. I mean, I don't have to. Remember, with instructions, with any kit, we just talked about this in the last cards, they are guides. They're not a girdle. So kind of like this card is your card. In this case, this card is my card. So even though I'm using the same pieces, it tells me because I like them. I'm not going to question their taste. I really, really like it. So where am I putting her? So she's, yay. There we go. So I have it here. So she's going to get adhered here, here, and here. Now where's what's left stuck to the scissors? Because I'm going to use it. So I need one at the very piece at the bottom of her skirt. Which is going to be part of what holds her in her place. And that little tiny sliver here. Look at that. That little tiny sliver. Perfect. Fits at her feet. And this makes me very happy. There we go. There's our little fairy friend. And we still have to do I love you, which I also want to pop out. Okay. And we'll use that little piece. I mean, I could get away with that, but I'm not going to. We'll put that right there. And maybe we won't. It doesn't want to stick. Okay, that's going to be just wasted, or we'll leave it there. Okay. I'm just going to cut this down. That's going to be enough right there. And we're going to add I love that right there to the I love you. There we go. And let me follow my own madness. Burnish it down. And then grab that. Pull it up. And we're going to put it down right about the bottom. It looks like at the bottom, kind of covering right here. There we go. I love it. Now, the only thing we have to do is glue it together. So now we're going to take our tape runner again, because I'm a tape person. I've managed to get away with not having to use wet glue on this card. Ah! It's an obsession now. I'm compelled to do it. As I use everybody using wet glue. And then there's me. And my crazy. And literally all we got to do is hold this down and close the card on it. Ah! And there we go. It stands by itself. And it's a little diorama card. I mean, look how cute this is. It is really simple and really, really cute. Now, if I'm accessorizing the card by, I want to add sparkle. Now, is there sparkle there? It's wet, but I don't see any additional sparkle. Maybe I didn't mix it enough. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens when it dries. If I got sparkle, if not, I will hit it again. But that's it for this card, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I think I may add some to more, add sparkle. If not, I'm going to find, I know I have more of this Winkostella that's unopened, unsealed. Now, do I know where it is? Is a whole other ball of wax. I have an idea. We'll see. But, I mean, there you go. I'm real happy. This is a really, really cute card. Yeah, remember when I told you read the instructions? Read the instructions. We ain't done with this card yet. I need to come back to this piece of paper and what I salvaged right here. Let me erase my little lines right here. I don't think it makes a difference, but we still need, because guess what? We're decorating the back of the card too. So what we are going to do, I need to cut a piece of this according to the instructions, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And remember what I said, be consistent with the trimmer. So we're coming back over here. We're going to become unconcerned about wasting paper at this point. We are now supposed to adhere this to the back of this card, like that. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close to it, and I'm not going to worry about it. It is the beauty of a handcraft that I swear I want to use the front of that. It is so pretty. But when you look at what we're going to do next, it makes sense. It has to be the side we're using. Darn it. But we have another piece. There's still a chance that we see this somehow. Okay. So now let's center this down. This is where part of it I wished I had really read all the way through it, and I would have worked a lot of this up before I assembled the card, but this is still workable. It's just a little bit more trickier because I've got a lot of dimension on this card now. But there. I think I've got it. Okay, so now we do this. Next. No, wait. There is more. Remember the piece it told us we were going to need? Uh-huh. Now, which one of these is the best one? I think it's this one. So we're going to grab that one because it's the one I have to least do things to. In fact, I don't have to do anything to it. Okay, so we're supposed to take that. Take the piece trimmed, okay? And we're going to add to the back. And we have to do a rub-on on it. I think we should do the rub-on on it first before we glue it down because we have a lot of dimension here. So where are my little thingamajigger of rub-ons? Because I know which one we're supposed to use because I looked at the picture. It's going to be on this sheet because it isn't on this one. I can already tell. It is. Here she is. Do you guys know how long it's been since I have done a rub-on? I believe this has been, I don't even have done it since I was a teenager. I was a kid, I do believe, the last time I did a rub-on. God help us. Okay, so we're supposed to rub. Let me take the backing off of this. There we go, so I can see it. We're supposed to rub this on. Here. And the point is, you are magical is what has to fit. But we have to make this fit as much as we can. So we're not going to make her whole wing, unfortunately, is not going to fit. Does it look like it fits all the way on the picture? Let me look. Oh, I see what they want us to do. We do have to glue it down. God help me. Boo. Because I'm going to rub off the wing. You notice how the wing came off on the card? Well, it's supposed to. We rub it onto the card itself. This should be interesting. I have never done that. That is very clever. Well, I'm telling you, I can't remember the last time I used a rub-on. I think I was a kid. So, we are going to see. We're going to be artsy-fartsy here. Okay. All right, so then let's center it down, this to this. Whee! That looks pretty good. Yep. Okay. Now, no, wait, it gets worse. Okay. Now, I do centered, I'm going to make sure magical fits there. And she's down here, kind of, sort of. I don't want to do the fairy. The fairy I want to say, because she doesn't, it doesn't fit. So, okay, we're going to do that. I'm going to go here. I'll work around the fairy. Yep. I think I got it. Let me put magical. I'm going to make sure. Okay. All right, and here we go, folks. Hang on tight. Wow, doesn't it look magical? Oh, I love it. So here is basically our signature spot. It says, you are magical, and I guess we get the sign right there. I will tell you this, in doing this, you're wondering, okay, am I getting it rubbed on right? As you rub, I mean, you can tell here, do you see where I have the shine there? You can tell that as it's coming off, it's shining up there. So it kind of tells you, yes, you're doing this right. Yay, for goof proof. But look how beautiful that is. I'm loving it. I'm really, really, really happy. So we have a beautiful, beautiful card. And by the way, guys, I figured out, yes, my Wink Stella was dry. It's getting tossed. In fact, we're going to toss it right now. Bye. This is my favorite sparkly, and this is from Spectrum Noir. It's my Spectrum Noir, and I know I have 2 more of these unopened. But it was instantly, so see, I already got, can you see the sparkle? And then I added some flicks of sparkle. I stopped sparkling so I could do it in front of you. So I flicked some on her skirt, and now I'm going to do just literally just little bits there on the wing. Not, I don't want to be heavy-handed. Just little hints of sparkle. And maybe a little bit in the flowers in her hair. Okay? And call it good. So that there is a little bit of fairy should be sparkling. Okay? So now really, now we're done. I am done with this card. I'm done torturing you for this session. So, I mean, hopefully you enjoyed this, guys. And you saw how to do this card the wrong way and the right way. And I've tried to save you from all of that. Okay, so we're going to move on to the second card in a second in the next video. But I just want to thank you for hanging out with me. All right, guys? And if you had any amount of fun, if I gave you a giggle or 3, go ahead and give me a like. Drop me a note if you want. And if you want to see more madness, just subscribe and ring that bell. I will be around because I'm crazy. And I love doing this. I really do. And then go out there now and craft, okay? Make your cards and make it beautiful. And always remember that what you make and what you give brightens someone's day. So go out there and make a difference with your craft. And never forget, we're all a little mad here. Some of us farther than others. So come on, craft the madness with me, okay? Love you all.